You get that aura that comes from Patrick Mahomes where there's always the belief that he'll find a way with whoever he has.
Yes.
Isaiah Pacheco's out. Last week they got, almost 80 rushing yards out of undrafted rookie Carson Steele. Kareem Hunt's back, who led the league in rushing in 2017. He had 69 yards yesterday, 4.9 per carry, and he added another 16 in the passing game. But you mentioned the cost yesterday was one that, and I don't want to say this.
Yeah, you can't say it. Don't say it.
Well, no. I mean, what I'm going to say is, how are they going to replace Rashee Rice? But they will.
I know.
Right? They lose, and all the signs are there that we're going to find out today it was a torn ACL.
Yes, it seems like
the thing about the torn ACL, you don't need the MRI to have a pretty good sense that you've got a problem with the ACL, because you've got the lack of stability in the joint. You can feel it. And it was a collision, with Mahomes?
Yeah, it was Mahomes' helmet.
And they know. I think they know what's going to happen today. Andy Reid said enough yesterday.
Mahomes
they
referred to it.
There
Doesn't sound like it's good. It's unfortunate. He got him right at that time where his foot went in the ground, and Mahomes his back was turned, and his helmet hit directly on his knee. It hyperextended, and I would think that he's done too. And by the reaction of everybody and what you saw after the game and all that, I would expect to hear that news as well, Mike.
So what do they do?
Yeah,
that's the problem. Xavier Worthy is still a rookie. He's only 4 games into his career. He had 3 catches, 73 yards, and a touchdown yesterday. Hollywood Brown not back until January at the earliest.
Right.
And Rice had been becoming the clear number 1 option on the outside. You've still got Travis Kelce. You've still got Juju Smith-Schuster floating around. Although he's not even on the stat sheet. He didn't play yesterday.
I didn't see him. I didn't see him yesterday.
So what do you do? What do you do? You trade for somebody? Jason Garrett's banging the Devontae Adams drum. I don't think Mark Davis is sending Devontae Adams to the Chiefs before the deadline.
Yeah.
But I could see the Chiefs looking anywhere, every roster, from any team that might be slipping 5 weeks from tomorrow.
Yeah.
That may be where the help comes from.
I think this is the year that they definitely will be a player in the wide receiver market, because they'll weather the storm here. And they're going to find ways, and they do run the ball now, as we know. Xavier Worthy is going to have to be a little bit more of a mainstay or a consistent part of the offense instead of just a every now and then, he's fast running straight, he's fast on a reverse. They got to get him the ball more in the meat and potatoes part of the football game. You're going to see more Justin Watson, I think, as you go forward here. So he'll get more run. And then it's the Sky Moores and McCole Hardman. Can they help out to a degree? But the good thing is, hopefully they can get Xavier Worthy. Travis Kelce got jump-started yesterday, which hopefully is a positive sign for him and the Chiefs as well. And they can use those two off of each other and hopefully somehow gets one of these guys to jump as a third guy, whether that's Noah Gray, or a Justin Watson.
Yeah, Kelce led the way with targets, catches, and yards, 9 for 7 and 89 with a long of 38. So they're going to need some of that. And I'm sure Kelce hears the questions about his shape, his conditioning.
Definitely.
Has he lost it? He'll be 35 soon. Those things all
rumors
I think,
out there
together.
that Taylor Swift didn't go to the game just because of all that stuff out there. She's sick of hearing that she's the distraction and all that, so she stayed away.
I mean, really, as celebrity relationships go,
right.
A year is like 30 years, so they're probably reaching the end of the road anyway. Isn't it weird how, I mean, that's just the way it is. It's a different world.
I think they're in it to last, this one. I think we will see. But
it doesn't matter. I don't care. I just want everybody to be happy.
No,
I want the world to be happy.
I hear you.
So I can be miserable in peace.
But the Chiefs, it's going to be interesting to see what they do, Mike. You're right about it. Offense that's struggling, and the point you made is right. Offense is struggling without the number one weapon on their offense. The guy that they made the first read on 80% of their plays in the passing game have been around Rashee Rice. So it's going to be interesting to see where they pivot, how they kind of put this together going forward, and who they can get to kind of rise up and help them out a little bit on the offensive side of the ball.
Here is Patrick Mahomes on the performance of his team's offense.
I think it's a matter of cleaning it up. I mean, we scored 17 and we scored in the 20s these last few weeks, and I feel like it's just a play here and there. It's the interception I throw to Travis, I put on his body, that gets a drive going. It's we have a fumble in the red zone on the first drive where we got some momentum going. And in this league, if you're scoring upper 20s to lower 30s, that's good football. That's good offense. And so we're close. I mean, Coach Reed's saying we keep preaching it. I know some Chiefs fans are probably annoyed by it, but that's all you can do in this league is keep pushing and pushing to get better. And I think it's going to pay off in the end.
Yeah, and they are 4-0.
Yeah.
And they know how to win big games. They know how to win clutch games. And they will presumably get better. Every team's going to get better or going to get worse. Few stay the same. Now, injuries become a problem, but overall timing, reps, experience, they'll get better, they'll get better, they'll get better. And they'll get an answer there. I've asked my writers at PFT to help put together a list of potential trade targets. Amari Cooper is a guy that potentially could be available the way things are going for the Browns. Deontay Johnson of the Panthers. MDS suggested him just now. That makes sense.
Yeah.
OBJ even. Like, OBJ's still injured.
Yeah.
He's still on the PUP list. But the way things are going in Miami, he's third fiddle at best, even if the offense is functioning at a normal level.
Right.
You could go to Kansas City, and depending upon what he's got left, he could be a key player in that offense if he's still got gas in the tank.
It'll be interesting. I think it's could be some teams that are a little unforeseen
Christian
here.
Kirk potentially.
Who falls apart? Does Jacksonville fall apart and they start to become a seller? Right. That's what I think we got to look for is teams that we go 6 or 7, 5 weeks from now, they're going to be in a seller's market for sure. So
that extra week's big too.
It is big
this year. The Browns suggested that because of 17 games, an extra week because. With 17 games, 18 weeks in the regular season, 8 weeks and 2 days wasn't enough time for the teams to know they were dead. You needed a little more time because you don't want to fold the tents too early.
No.
And that last game or two before the deadline can change everything about whether or not you can even pull it off with your fan base. Like, what the hell are you doing selling?
That's what you got to worry
You're still
about.
alive.
Exactly. That's what you got to worry about is the fan base. Exactly. You sell too early, and all of a sudden you go on a run late in the year, and everybody's going to go, "What? You're stupid. Why'd you do that?" So people want to be careful there and make sure they are eliminated or officially have a chance to get in. But the Chiefs' offense continues to be a little bit of a problem and a concern. I don't care with or without Rashee Rice. I mean, it is Patrick Mahomes, and he is already one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and it's not even sniffing close to 300 yards passing this year. And it's 6 touchdowns and 5 interceptions, and there does need to be more out of their passing game. There's no doubt about it. I get the sense a little bit with them sometimes. They just call plays, and there's no rhyme or reason to calling it. They just go, hey, we ran the ball a few times. Let's call this one, okay? And there's a lack of, as I always say, surgicality or a pointed, this is why or what we're attacking from them at times. And I understand, in a lot of ways, I think they just go, wait, we like our plays, they're cool, and this guy at quarterback will make it happen no matter what. But I do feel like there's times in every game where I go, I don't know exactly what they're trying to do or set up other than just like, hey, you run down there and you run across there and he'll buy time and throw a cool throw and we'll all go, yeah, we look awesome. And that's what it feels like with the Chiefs sometimes.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.